Okay, we got some triangulation sector of fire, and what this is similar to three police officers going into, say, like a hotel, and there's a guy with a gun. And what they're going to do is they're all going to stay right where they're at. They're not going to run around. They're just going to have their own sector of fire, and they're going to back each other up that way rather than confusion. Now, the three of them are going to work together so that they each have a responsibility for each sector. This guy has a responsibility for the sector that's along the wall and in the center. That's his responsibility. This guy here is responsible for aiming at the center of the doorway, but then mostly the middle of the hallway. This guy here is the middle of the hallway, and specifically more towards the end of the hallway, because he's got the sweep that he could turn his firearm this way. Now, the demonstration I'm giving is where these three guys are staying in one spot. They're not moving their legs, but they're moving their firearm. Okay? What this does is this prevents people from going crazy and shooting each other because they're all moving around in confusion. When you got a lot of guys moving around in different directions, what could happen is they could end up shooting each other at close quarters, friendly fire. So this guy comes out. He comes out very, very quickly, and there's confusion, and they don't know who he's going to attack, and he attacks this guy here. This guy here shoots and misses, hits his buddy, or shoots through this guy and hits his buddy on the thinner quarters of his thigh or something else. And same with this guy. He could shoot through this guy and hit this guy, or just hit this guy here. Or it could be in a situation where his buddy is here. His buddy is here trying to shoot this guy, and then he ends up shooting his buddy. So you see how things can get confusing? But if you plan before you do this, if you plan ahead of time in your mind, mentally, and you've done the drill with three guys, then what you could do is you could all understand each other and know what your sector is. And the reason why I'm putting them slightly further than the doorway is because you want a space right here that will allow you to stay safe from a close quarter attack. Even if he didn't have a firearm, for instance, he had a knife or something. If this guy was up here too close, he could be easily attacked. So you want to have some space. This guy is up against the wall, so he's got this trajectory right here. He's got this right here, and he's got this area. This guy here has got here, but then he's going to have a pause in this area so that he can shoot the guy when he's out here. Okay, so he can shoot him out there. The third guy has to have a pause also when he is shooting into the doorway, but he's going to bypass him, and he's going to shoot from here to here. So that's his sector of fire right there. His sector of fire, besides shooting into the center of the doorway, his sector of fire is from here all the way to the wall also. So both of these guys have sectors of fire all the way to the wall. But notice how if they're in just a standing position, but they're just moving the pistol, I can't move the pistol on here because of the fact that their arms don't move, so I have to move their whole body. But just imagine them standing here, just moving their arms and their pistol here, and then skipping this area, and then shooting within this area right here. So that's their sector of cover. So what this does is because three people are cooperating together, they all know their role. They can support each other so that they know what they have to do. If this guy comes out straight, things will work out really good. But if he comes out, let's say he comes out here, and he tries to attack here, and these guys rush in too quickly, there could be some problems, and there could be some friendly fire and stuff like that. That's why it's important each guy does his role perfectly, because if you don't do your role, what happens is the event gets more complicated and you can have friendly fire and hurt one of your partners. So that's why 2 or 3 guys have to work together on the job, and they have to practice these right here. And there's many different approaches to doing this, but the approach that I'm suggesting is standing in one spot and moving your pistol, not your body. Because if you move your pistol, you're standing in one spot, but if you move your body and you run around, it gets confusing when you have 3 guys trying to get one guy, at once. So this kind of makes more sense, sector of fire, because this is the type of thing that they use in combat, sectors of fire and stuff. Each person is responsible for a certain sweep or a certain area. And in combat, it works really good with rifles, but it also can work really good close quarters with pistols, because your accuracy with your pistol is going to be decent at this very, very close range. But we also want to make sure that we space each other so that we have distance. When people are cluttered too close together, what that does is that causes mass confusion, because what you're doing is you're trying to watch your buddy at the same time you're engaging the guy that came out of the door with the gun. So, hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching.